I was leaving for the desert for Department of Corrections. We were in love. I was at the academy. She's in Fresno. And I knew that after I graduated the academy that I'd have to leave, and it was like, are we gonna be together? Are we not gonna be together? I didn't know. So we were both looking for signs.
While he was gone, my dad died suddenly. Like, I just got a call in the middle of the night, and I just got this call, and it said, your dad's really sick, and he's dying, and you need to get here. My dad lived in Oakland, and I was in Fresno. And so when I met Anthony, and I was in love with Anthony, I would tell my dad about him, and he would say, finally, you found a man that's a black man, a strong black man, that's what you need. And I'd be like, okay, you need to meet him. But then he got sick and he died, and he didn't get to meet him. And I was just so sad, like, just devastated. And I have to go back home. I have 2 children. I have to, like, make arrangements. So I get on the plane, and this guy sits next to me, and he says, can I ask you a couple questions? I'm like, no. My dad just died. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to talk to you. And he was like, I just want to ask you 2 questions. I'll leave you alone, I promise. And I'm like, who is this guy? What do you want, sir? So he says, 2 questions. If you could have any material possession other than money, what would it be and why? And I'm like, what the hell? An island. Why? I like to be alone, but I also like to party. So I could bring my people to my island and party. And he was like, good answer. So then, next question, I'll leave you alone. If you could be any animal, what animal would you be and why? And I'm like, what? I'd want to be an orca whale. Why? Because they're black and white, like me. I'm biracial. And they're very connected to their babies. And I love being a mother. Plane lands, I get off the plane. Like, this guy disappears. I don't even see him. I'm like, what was that about? So I get to my apartment, and Anthony calls. And he's like, I got leave. Come to Sacramento. Come see me. I need to see you. And I'm like, my dad died. I need to see you. And he's like, come. So I hop on a train. I go to Sacramento. I'm so happy to see him. Like, I needed him so much. I needed a hug so bad. And so we went to a hotel. Spent 24 hours in the hotel. We had to catch up. And so we go to the mall, and we're eating, and we're sitting there, and catching up with him, and he's loving on me and supporting me. And then I said, oh, this weird guy on the plane asked me these 2 questions. And he says, ask me the questions.
Now, keep in mind that we're both looking for signs. Like, are we supposed to be together? Is this going to work? Are we? So we're looking for signs from the universe.
Yes. And so I said, okay, random. First question is, if you could have any material possession, what would it be and why? And he's like, oh, easy, an island. And I was like, that's what I said. And then he's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I said. Why? And he's like, because I like to party with my people, but I like solitude too. I like to be alone too, so you could totally be alone. And I was like, Anthony, that's literally what I said. And then he's like, really? And then I said, if you answer the second question the same, you're my soulmate. And I said, if you could be any animal, what animal would you be and why? And he's walking, and he stops, and he looks at me, and he goes, an orca whale. And I lost my shit. I was jumping up and down. I was crying. I was like, you are my soulmate. And the people are clapping because they think that he proposed to me, and they're gathering around, and we're like, nothing to see here. No, he didn't propose. No, we're not getting married. And then he told me why. Very similar. They're spiritual. Not that they're black and white, because he's not black and white. But that they're spiritual and they're powerful.
The freedom.
And the freedom that they have. And I said to him, I think this is my dad's spirit helping me know what direction to go. That was our sign of what we need to do. And it was the scariest thing in the world, because I took the hugest risk of my life. Like, I had 2 kids. I left them with their dad. I moved to the desert with him. I had never left Fresno, ever. I had never driven on the freeway. So I had to drive 12 hours to get to him. I gave up my job of 10 years, all my friends, and I just said, I'm gonna go for it. It's love. If it doesn't work out, I can always come back. and I'll go get settled, and then I'll bring my babies with me when I'm ready. And it was just the hardest time in my life. It was so hard. But when I drove up, he was outside washing his car, and it was hot, and he had shorts on, and he looked so good, and I was like, yes, I made the right decision. And when I got out of the car, he picked me up and he swung me around and he said, I can't believe you did it. I can't believe you did this for me. And he said, I did it for us.